What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey, recap. This is for season 4, and this will be episode 28, honey. So let's get off into this recap, honey, because it was a couple of things, honey, that, it bothered Miss Robinson, honey. It really did. Like, there's so many people on here, it's just fake. Just fake as hell, honey. But we gonna get to it. So we got Melody. I love this green dress, honey, Melody had on. It looked like Miss Van, honey, was asking Melody, honey, are you finished getting dressed? And Melody said, honey, I am dressed, okay? So she is putting on her baby oil and she's getting ready to head out with the family on a yacht. Okay, I was like, come on, Miss Melody Cherie, trying to treat the family, to something good, honey, okay? Miss Van checks in with Melody and says, well, has there been any issues with Martell so far? And Melody is just like, no, we haven't had any problems. I mean, I did have, somewhat of an issue with him because he invited Tisha and Marceau, to where we was at because they were close. And I'm just thinking how you go invite somebody when your ass is invited on this trip as well. And I'm like, Melody girl, that's what Miss Robinson was thinking, honey. Okay. But she said, other than that, honey, everything has been, pretty peaceful. I love the clip of them showing Martell playing cards with the kids. I thought that was cute. Next, we see Martell talking to his mother, Mama Holt'S, and he's fixing her something to drink, and they just get to recapping, the trip and how everything is going so well, and Mama Holt'S says that she's so happy to, be with her grandchildren. These are some of the best days of her life, and I'm like, well, bitch, what type of life is you living? Okay, better crawl up out of that damn bottle at home, honey. I'm like, goddamn, do you get out the house, Mama Holt'S? Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, I know. Some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, saying, Miss Robinson, stop talking about his mama. I'm just teasing, honey. Okay, but I know Mama Holt'S type. Okay, she's somebody that always need a little something up in their cup. Okay, a little drink up in their cup. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just admit to it, honey. Okay. Mama Holt gets to talking about, she's so glad that they have finally moved past, her getting her heart broken because all of this with the divorce has really hurt her, and Martell was like, well, what really broke your heart? And she's like, y'all splitting up, it affected the family. And I think that Martell, he doesn't really recognize that. I think he feel like, yeah, I did what I did to Mel. No, you hurt Miss Van. You hurt your mom, Mama Holt'S. Nobody wanted these beautiful children to grow up in a broken home and have to go between, two houses just for their survival. I feel like Martell is like a lot of men. They don't want to admit all the pain and trauma that they cause the family because of, his selfish actions. A lot of men are like that. That's the same thing, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, you guys, with Melody, asking to, play one of her songs. And she was just joking with him because she ended up laughing afterwards. And he was like, yeah, that's not cool. And, she knows that's a hot button. Why? Because the songs are a reminder of what you did. Okay, you did do those things. And she has some beautiful songs because of it. And I don't think that Melody is going to have the kids, singing the songs and, throwing it in their father's face. But at the end of the day, Martell, that's not your issue. Your issue is understanding the pain and hurt that you cause the family. Because even if your children do know those songs and they know that mommy is singing that about daddy, you did what you did. Okay, you made your bed. Now you gotta lie in it, right? And I know a lot of people will say, well, Mel was being petty by bringing that up. I saw the comments, honey, in our little Facebook group. They was dragging Melody. I think I got a video, coming out on that, on some of the things that they were saying in the group about Melody, because they felt like she kept throwing the past in his face. And shit, he the one that didn't respect her damn boundaries by inviting the damn Scots. Monkey see, monkey do. And I know so many men, guys, that do that. It's okay for them to make you uncomfortable. It's okay for them to invite people where y'all are at the last minute. You supposed to be the bigger person. You supposed to be okay with it. But the minute you say something that affects, them, they're not having it. You heard Martell say on the episode, I overlooked quite a few things you've said and did on this trip. And she's had to overlook some of the shit you did as well. Okay? So, and I've been around men like that, you guys. Not even just the men that I have dealt with in my personal life, but just, men that may have did their woman wrong, or be it a girlfriend of mine's boyfriend or ex-husband. And, you just hear the man complaining and whining, well, why is this being thrown in my face? And because you did what you did. Okay? Child, y'all gotta take responsibility and accountability for your actions. And as soon as you do, the minute she says or does something, it's not even gonna bother you no more. Because you gonna be like, you know what? I did what I did. I'm gonna just let it, let it roll off my sleeve. And you should do that. You should be at that point with it. Right? The same way she had to get her shit together in 5 and 10 minutes for MARSAU and Tisha. Okay? She had to get herself together that way she could be around people that she don't necessarily like or trust. You got to be able to let some shit, roll up off your shoulder too. Okay? So, child, he was killing me with that. Melody tells Miss Van that she played nice when Tisha and MARSAU was around. Miss Van asks about Tisha and Melody's relationship. Melody says she's done trying to have a relationship with Tisha. Miss Van also second that emotion. She said, I think you are absolutely correct in, being done with that relationship. Yeah, nothing's gonna come of a relationship with somebody that is jealous of you. Okay? That's why Tisha and Mel clash so much, because Tisha is so jealous and threatened by Mel. That's why when she got her ass around Mel, she was asking certain questions, and that's why she took to that confessional the way in which she did, saying how, oh, well, Melody's really good at, putting on a front, for everybody to believe. And, she even believes her own lies. And girl, shut up. You are projecting. That is what you do. You complain about your marriage. Okay, all throughout the season, he ain't spending time with you. He ain't playing no board games with you and the kids. You ain't having date night. He don't invite you on out-of-town trips that he take at the last minute. You complain about all of that, then get your ass down to that reunion, because now you have an audience, and now Melody is in the building, and I'm going to say things like, put some respect on my marriage, knowing damn well I am unhappy in this toxic marriage. Okay? Tisha does not live within her truth. She doesn't live within reality. That's why later on we hear MARSAU telling Maurice, oh, Tisha didn't explain the situation that's going on with Kimmy the way that you are explaining the situation, because Maurice ended up telling Marceau, this is bad. This type of breast cancer she has is very aggressive. So I thought that was very weird that this married couple of over 16 years can't have honest communication about their sister-in-law and her health issues. Like the fact that your wife can't tell you, and I hope Carlos asked them about this at that reunion, like, what did Tisha tell you about Kimmy's illness? What did she tell you she had breast cancer? Did she tell you the type of breast cancer it was? Did she tell you she's going to need chemo and this is a life-threatening situation? Like, I want to know the ins and outs, because that was so weird for me, for Marceau. And really, maybe it isn't weird, because their marriage is toxic, right? And when you look at a toxic marriage, it lacks in communication. It lacks in honesty. It lacks in transparency. So I really shouldn't be all that surprised that went the way that it did. Because I know some of y'all too, y'all eyes got big when Maurice was like, no, this is serious. And, he began to explain the situation to Marceau. So y'all put y'all comments in the comment section. Are you a lot like me when you were like, what the hell did Tisha tell you about Kimmy's illness? Like, why wasn't that transferred the right way? But like I always tell y'all, Marceau and Tisha have a way of telling on themselves. They really do. Mama Holt talks about how little Martell is so happy that his mom and dad is getting along, and everybody is in the same place at the same time on vacation together. I'm pretty sure the children are enjoying that, and hopefully they are able to work out their differences, and they are able to give that to the children more, But if Martell keeps doing this shady, narcissistic shit behind Melody's back, like with this custody case thing, like, you're gonna ruin another good thing, dude. Like, is that your MO, to ruin everything when it comes to your children? Just so you could argue back and forth and be in this fight with your ex-wife? Like, to me, and that's how narcissists is. They are more caught up with the fight with things, right? The fight for custody, the fight for maybe getting the ex on child support, the fight for this, the fight for that. And no, you don't need to fight anything. You need to have respect. You need to be honest. You need to be transparent. You need to respect your ex-wife's boundaries. That way you guys can continue to co-parent effectively. Period. Stop being selfish. All this fighting and shit, that's being selfish, and you're operating from your ego and not your heart space. And then you wonder why you always end up in a puddle of tears, in a puddle of disappointments from your own doing. And then you don't want to take any accountability or responsibility for the shit that you just stirred up. Like, these narcissists, honey, they will start a fire in a minute and be like, who started the fire? You had the match, motherfucker. You lit it up. Okay? Martell says to his mother, oh, I don't know how long all of this energy is going to last between me and Mel, because I may start dating somebody and she may start dating somebody. You're going to handle it hook-headed the same way, with respect, dignity, grace. You have to understand people's boundaries. You have to stop being so selfish. So it's really not that hard. It's you are making it hard because you don't want to see your ex-wife move on with another man and be happy, because you feel in your mind you are the only one that can do that, and you are not. Okay? So to me, the transition of you all dating other people, it should be a simple one. As long as it is built on respect and, especially respecting each other's boundaries, you should be good. Shouldn't be that hard at all. It's hard when we are selfish and narcissistic and we keep trying to push and control the agenda, which is what he has did as far as like when Melody goes to work and she has these different babysitters. He wants to control all of that, even though y'all are not married anymore. And if she asks you to watch your own kids, you need to be jumping your ass up to help facilitate that, not being difficult, not being bitter because she chose to move on from you. Okay, it's too many of you men, y'all do that shit. You want to complain and bitch and moan that somebody else is keeping your children, but when that person, and I know, I went through it, when that person calls you, oh no, I'm busy, I got this to do, because your fantasy is that now that we are broken up or we done went through a divorce, she's a single mother and she's struggling, and you want to manipulate a false sense of need. You want her to need you to get shit done. And it really bothers him, you guys, that Melody don't need his ass. Okay. Oh, you can't keep the kids? I'll get my brother and his husband. Oh, they can't do it? Oh, I'll get my best friend from college. That shit bothers him because he wants to have control. And I keep telling you women on this channel, control is not love. Any man that needs to control every fucking thing, he does not love you. You should be free as a bird. You should have boundaries in your relationship or your marriage. You should have trust. Like, you got to be fair with people. You don't own somebody because you have children with them. You don't own somebody because they used to be married to you. You don't own somebody because you used to stick your dick in them on Monday and Tuesdays and whatever. Okay? Y'all need to quit with that. Go out and purchase some fucking property and then you can own that. Go out and get a degree. That way you can own your certificate with that. You'll own that. Like, step outside yourself to get ownership and don't try to own other people. And a lot of narcissists, they do that with children. Like him, I think he does a good job with appearing to, care for his kids. I think he does love being a father. I pay attention to him, right? But sometimes I'm like, well, shit, is this an act that you want us to buy? That way we could be like, oh, Martell is a good dad. But meanwhile, Martell then, created a burning house over here with this situation. But other than that, girl, he a good daddy. Okay, we lacking in the fatherhood department, honey, in the black community. He a good man, okay, because he a good dad. No, you need to be a good person. Okay, and that's a message for a lot of you black men. Be good people. Don't just try to be a good dad. Okay? Stop trying to take the easy way out. His mother started up her rhetoric. You just gotta do, what's best for the kids. Because it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Because everything is about the damn kids and the kids and the kids. Okay? Mama Holt. Her next book should be for the kids, because they your kids. So the family gets ready to go out on the boat. They have to just sit there because there's a storm coming and they have to let it pass before they can, start up their yacht and enjoy their day. So the kids are a little sad and disappointed. Melody is sad and disappointed because she's like, I don't like making promises to my kids and then things don't turn out and I look a certain way. I'm the same way with my daughter. I hate to say we're doing something and then I can't give her that experience because some other external circumstances then came up. So I understood that. So Martell mentions to Melody, this is his first time on a yacht, and Melody says, well, welcome. You know, we gonna do this Melody Cherie style. He had such a problem with that. That's his ego. She inflated his ego. Okay, well, not inflated it, deflated it, I guess. Like, and that's it from his warped perception, right? Because only a man can treat on a trip like this. Only a man can provide the yacht. And if only a man can do it, nigga, then why didn't you do it? Melody Cherie did it. So give her props. See, that's another thing that was an issue in their marriage. He was trying to compete with her, competing with somebody that you don't even fucking compare to. A lot of you all need to stop doing that and really assess yourselves. Okay? But yeah, I caught that little shit. It was a little clip, but I caught that. Like, he couldn't, you know, smile and let her have it like, oh, my ex-wife did something nice for me and the family. He couldn't let her have her moment. I know, because I did something in my past with an ex, and I treated, and I watched him the whole trip that we had took. This is from one of my exes in the past. He tried to one-up me the whole trip. Oh, you pay for this, but let me make sure I pay for this. And I'm just like, damn. But it's these niggas from the first floor. Okay, they can't, they cannot accept the fact that you are trying to provide a good time for them. Okay, they can't accept that. Because in their mind, only they should be able to do it. No, get your manhood together. A lot of y'all are not men no more, honey, okay? A lot of y'all are. That's why I don't see why some of y'all got a problem with these transgenders. Because some of y'all, shit, you kind of living like that. You got a dick and balls, but it just don't seem like it. Okay? You still don't seem like a man. That clip that they showed, I know he was lying because he's a narcissist, and a lot of them are like these huge manipulators. And I remember, and matter of fact, I think I was watching that scene yesterday, and I said, look at his ass lying. Look at him. He tried to make it look like she was playing that Telltale Sign song before she had left him. You planned the divorce. So the fuck what? You planned when you would cheat on her. Like, monkey see, monkey do, nigga. Get over it. He's like, oh my God. He represents toxic masculinity at best. Because it's kind of like, well, I could do all this negative toxic shit. You better not do it. And guess what? If those kids do know the song, guess what? You did what you did. Without what you did, they wouldn't know the damn song. Okay? And Melody, I remember in the clip, was like, well, I was telling them this is about life. So many artists write music, right, about their personal life experiences. Some of us, we have children. I've written loosely about my life. My daughter has come to me, you know, she hasn't really read my books, but she'll ask me, well, why, you know, would you write about this? Because I have told her about, you know, certain books that I have wrote. She hasn't read it though, but I'll tell her, oh, it was a life experience. I went through it and, you know, came out on the other side. And we have to explain things, you know, to these children. Martell tried to take it as, oh, she's trying to bash me with the kid. They know you ain't shit. They know you was sticking your dick in that squirrel face looking broad. They know it. You did it. Like, once you own and accept your behavior, what Melody says and the little shit she's trying to say to get under your skin, it won't even bother you. Like the same way, and this nigga got all the audacity in the world because you just invited people that she don't even like. You were almost in a physical altercation with Letitia's husband, and you invite him on a trip with your ex-wife that you are trying to positively co-parent with. You invite her adversary, her enemy, to be in her face. Yes, you all have sat down and decided to be cordial, but they had no business being on the trip. But yet you're mad at Melody because she suggested, and she was just jabbing, just joking with you. She has every right to do that, because honestly, Martell, the respect kind of went out the door when you violated her boundaries and had her around people that she don't even fucking like. She's supposed to be relaxed and having a good time with the kids. And yeah, she's been doing that, but you violated that when you invited the Scotts. I don't give a damn how long they stayed. They shouldn't have never been invited. And I hope Melody tells his ass about that at that reunion. Okay, guys, let's get on over to MARSAU and Maurice. Now, I've already talked about the part of how, I guess, Tisha didn't tell MARSAU the truth and the whole truth, okay, about the breast cancer. We didn't already discuss that. Maurice did something that really irritated me. I was like, oh, don't do it. You going down the wrong road, the wrong damn road. You've been doing good. You've been helpful. You've been supportive. You've been loving. You've been kind. We've watched him hug and kiss on her, while she was getting her hair cut, right? But you turn around, Maurice, and you make it about you. Yeah, he says, yeah, I just got married, and soon as I get something to hold on to and it gets snatched away from me. She hasn't been snatched away from you. She's not dead. She has to go through the process to try to get rid of the cancer. So many people have came out on the other side of having breast cancer. So yes, some people may die. And some people may heal from the experience, and they go through the chemo process. So I didn't like him wording that like that, because no one asked for this. You didn't mind putting more on your wife's plate before she had this. Like, you didn't mind asking for more sex every day, twice a day. You didn't mind moving Monster here and once again making her a single mom while you're away at school or working your little jobs. You didn't mind leaving Kimmy at that table to deal with Kiowa and Zave while you go back to work and deal with your clients. Like, this is one damn thing, Maurice. One. It's a big one. But I feel like you can handle it, because how many times have your wife sacrificed and compromised for you and your family? How many times? That may need to be a whole nother video. So just like with how he was speaking, it was just like, ugh, like, okay, I see what you're saying, but you don't need to say it like that. Big toenail head, this is the most emotion we've gotten from him. Hopefully, this is a wake-up call for the both of them, that their wives are not slaves, that, guess what? We need to keep assigning them projects to do. Okay, we need to put even more on their plate. Okay, they're already wives and mothers, and that's what both of y'all do. Let's put even more on her plate. Let's put even more. We heard Maurice. I played y'all the audio. Kimmy make everything look so easy, so let me put even more on her plate. No. So hopefully this situation with Kimmy is one big ass wake up call for Big Toenail Head and Mellow Yellow. Hopefully. We'll see. Only time will tell. But yeah, I know a lot of people looked at the scene and was like, oh, well, they feel so bad. They were crying. They hugged and all of that. It was nice to see. It was. But I'm not concerned with your emotions for the moment. I'm more concerned about the behavior that we have yet to see in the future. Are you niggas gonna change when it comes to your wives? Not just you being different, Maurice, to Kimmy, but MARSAU, are you going to be different to Tisha? Are you going to appreciate your wife more and take her needs and wants seriously? Or will the relationship continue to be one-sided and all about you and your needs and what you need to do and how she needs to be a damn slave for you? MARSAU tells Maurice he needs to be real with Kimmy. Maurice says, I don't know if she wants me to be strong or real. You could kind of tell that Maurice is kind of falling apart. He's vulnerable, and that's fine. That's fine. You're a human being. I don't want to hear this shit about you being a man. You are a human being. You are well within your right to have feelings and emotions about your wife going through this process. I think he's kind of afraid to show all of his emotions in front of her because he doesn't want to show her he's scared. They do have to think about death, and, that's a possibility. Nobody wants to think about that. I understand all of that. I believe I seen on the internet that Kimmy has recently rung the bell on her last chemo treatment. So, I think she's done with the process and the cancer hasn't spread. So hopefully we'll get more of an update at that reunion. But that's what I've heard thus far. And I am very happy that Kimmy, is kind of done with the process. And I wish her well. I really do. So the yacht is finally moving. The kids are excited. They are taking pictures with their grandparents and their parents. Miss Van gets to talking about it took Martell and Melody and, her and his mom a while for all of them to get on the same page and, take trips with the kids. And Miss Van says, she's just happy that, everything is working out. The trip is going well. Martell gets to talking about his hurt, and I'm over here rolling my eyes and sucking my damn teeth. Well, I was hurt too, and no, I don't think that you were hurt when you was sticking your dick in that girl and Melody was still married to you. I don't think that you cared about her self-esteem, her reputation. I feel like what you did to her was very inhumane. But hook-headed represents a lack of self-awareness. It's just he's a big-ass lack of self-awareness. And he didn't really understand the amount of hurt that he caused Melody until he began to lose things after the dissolution of the marriage, until it affected his finances, until he had to move into another house, until, he still ain't got his builder's license and he got to work through other people to make an income. It's kind of like, and this is how unfortunately some men are, until I suffer, then I don't understand the amount of pain that I have subjected my ex-wife to. I don't understand that, when I bring up another woman to her, when I triangulate and I stick my dick up in that woman and I throw that woman in my ex-wife's face, I don't understand the wound that I created. And we always talk about physical violence, you guys, and, such and such shot this one or that one, such and such was stabbed. But what about the emotional wounds that these disrespectful, toxic men put us through? What about the wounds that they inflict? Because maybe it wasn't a gunshot wound, or maybe it wasn't a knife wound, or do you see what I'm saying? It was an emotional wound. And so many of them, they do it like it's nothing. It's just like, yeah, I did what I did, but you the woman, be the bigger person, bitch. No, a lot of you all are emotionally violent. You're volatile. Anytime you weaponize a woman's pain and throw it in her face. Like if a woman tells you about any hurts from the past from another man and you throw the shit in her face, that is being emotionally violent. No, you didn't put your hands on her. No, you probably wasn't cussing and screaming at her, but you took something that broke her down and left her in a puddle of tears and you threw the shit in her face like it was nothing. And then when she cried or whined about what you did, it's just like, bitch, you still not over the past yet? You still not over the past? Get over it. It's the past. You don't want to keep fucking talking about it. Like, seriously. So many men do that. There's no acknowledgement. There's no apology. It's just like, bitch, get over it. This is, this is par for the course. Get on with it, So, no, a lot of you all need to stop being so emotionally violent. That's why I talk to y'all the way I do on this channel. That's why my mouth is the way that it is, because of some of the shit that I've been through. Like I think had a conversation, an objective conversation with this man that I was really cool with. And I think I had told him about some stuff that I went through in the past. And I think I told him how I spoke to an ex of mine. And he was like, well, you are wrong for that. You are being disrespectful. You shouldn't have played tit for tat. I said, well, had I not played it, he wouldn't have, understood how I felt. Because after I said what I said to that man, the behavior stopped because I hurt him. And now he knows, oh, damn, when I say that to her, this is how she feels, because he felt that way, right? And you shouldn't have to fucking do that with people, right? You shouldn't. But sometimes you have to let people know how they have hurt you, right? And yeah, I'll never forget the man I was talking to. He was just like, yeah, you should have been a bit bigger person, and, you shouldn't have did it back to him, and, he'll get his karma. And shut the fuck up. Okay? I said what I said, and what I said was no bullshit. Okay? See, only in romantic relationships do we tell people, don't stand up for yourself. Be the bigger person. Everything is about love. No, you watch what the fuck you say to me. Okay? And you won't get these bullets. Because guess what? Y'all know how my mouth is. When these bullets get to flying, shout out to Justin J. May they touch and agree with your spirit, honey. Okay? So yeah, you have to watch how you talk to people. You don't say whatever you want to the woman that you are with. No, because I'll say some shit right back. And I'll never forget that man's eyes was big. Like, damn, this bitch is crazy. I am crazy. Okay, how you doing? Woo. And really quickly before I move on, guys, as far as that situation I just told y'all about, with that specific ex, I had let so much shit slide because I didn't even know what he was doing at the time. He would say little disrespectful shit. And you know how you are so caught off guard by it. But honey, when I got my mouth together to check that fool, so, ladies, somebody talking shit to you, you better serve that shit right back to them. Right back at them, honey, okay? That way they understand how you feel, okay? So let's move on. So, Miss Van kind of helps Martell with the whole, I've healed from, he ain't healed from shit, because he wouldn't keep doing that bullshiggity with the custody situation. I feel like Martell is like most men, that are toxic like him. They are good actors. They are good for acting in that moment. Everything that they do, it should be under surveillance. You need to be watching what he's saying, what he's doing, and he wouldn't continue to move in a nefarious way towards Melody if he has really healed. That's why Melody kept asking him like, have you healed? And I know some of y'all was kind of looking at it funny. Like, look at her. She trying to start some shit with him. No, because I think she was kind of getting on him because she knows that, No, you really haven't healed. You're really good at putting on a performance. And he began saying to her, yeah, I have, because you've taken several jabs at me since we've been here, and I haven't responded to you. I just let it roll off. You should let the shit roll off your shoulder, because you are the start and the cause of everything. Everything starts and ends with you. The cheating, and then you had a baby with the side chick while you were married. The end. That's the story, nigga. And you are the main character of this fucked up story. But he's a narcissist. He likes to put on a show, a facade. And, well, I'm not a bad person. I just made mistakes. No, you don't accidentally several times put your dick in a woman that you're not married to, all the while you were married. That's not a mistake. You consciously did that shit. You did it because you wanted to do it, and you felt like Melody go keep letting you do it, so hell, I have at it. I'm going to do what I do. You took her kindness for weakness, and that's what a lot of you all do. Take a woman's kindness for weakness. Oh, she giving me chance after chance. And they'll be thinking in their mind the whole time, they're not saying it to you. Oh, this bitch don't love herself. Okay? So, yeah, like, Martell, honey, hook-headed, do better, nigga. The whole braid situation, what she said as far as that, like, that had nothing to do with you. You are once again being a narcissist and making it about you. Okay, y'all remember that part where Tisha had said she had never seen Mel with braids. I've never seen you with braids, Mel. They look so cute. Oh my God, they look so cute, Mel. Melody said, it's for the girls, okay? That was not a jab at you. Then you say, oh, well, she looks really nice with it. I've always loved that hairstyle. And then she said something about, oh, let me take it out. That was a joke. You can't take a joke, nigga. Okay? Like, and I remember I used to go through that with my child's father. I would say little stuff, and he's so sensitive. What is you being sensitive about? When you have created a burning house, okay? You have created the toxicity, the negativity in the situation, but that woman, she better not say nothing or your ass ready to flip out, okay? Like, child, make it make sense. Ooh, here go Tisha again. Isn't it like the village thing? You know, we got loved ones. That's why we got loved ones to help with the kids, you know. Melody said, Martell doesn't like me having a village. Nigga, that's true. There would be no custody case if you wasn't like that. You want to be the only one watching them kids. You want her in a puddle of tears, struggling to be a single mom of 4 kids. You don't like that she's moving and shaking, making shit happen without you. Okay? I know, guys, I went through it. My ex had a fit that I was in, out of town in Chicago, and I'm doing this, and I got this new job, and I found somebody else to watch the baby, and I didn't go through him, and he would clown and act a fool. I remember when I went to Vegas, blowing up my damn phone because my black ass should be stuck in a house with a baby and begging his ass on my hands and knees to watch his child. That's where he wanted me. And that's where a lot of these narcissistic men, that's where they want you. I'll never forget what he said to me. You chose to be a single mom. You chose, which means, bitch, you're supposed to struggle. And I'm going to really make sure you struggle since you don't want to be with my nefarious, narcissistic, toxic ass. Okay? Got the t-shirt and the sweatshirt and the motherfucking hat, guys. I know these games. Martell says he just wants them to be on the best page possible. And Miss Van reiterates, you guys just have to keep respecting each other. Mama Hope brings her drunk ass out here. She on her third drink of the day, honey. Okay. Miss Van said, oh, you look good, Mama Hope. Mama Hope said, honey, I'm on this yacht enjoying my grandbabies. And I'm having fun. Okay. And Mama Hope resides on the first floor. Okay, I can tell by the next freaking conversation they had. I can just tell. Melody brings up to Mama Holt. Mama Holt, as a family, when Martell was growing up, did you all talk about things as a family, or, did you all just sweep things under the rug? Like, she wanted to get to the bottom of that. She wanted clarity. So her ass says to Melody, well, you know what, baby? My life was different from the life that y'all's with an S on the end have today. I work 2 jobs. Bitch, what the fuck do you think Melody is doing? She got about 5 jobs. That was a jab to me, and I didn't like it because Mama Holt wants to act like, I don't know, like Melody ain't doing shit compared to her. Like, that's why that bothered me when she said that Melody was lazy. Like, she ain't lazy at all. This girl is a singer. She has a skincare line. She's acting in movies. She doing all type of stuff. What she got? Makeup, lip gloss, like lipsticks. She got a cosmetic line. Like, she's doing so much more than you. But you try to make it look like, oh, I had so much more on my plate than what Melody, has on her plate. Now, she didn't say that, but you guys listen to the tone. It was definitely implied, right? Mama Hope begins talking about, that's why, when I used to go to work, I done told them, is Martell the only child? Because I'm kind of confused. Did he have another sibling? She's talking like she has like more than one child. I never really heard him mention another sibling. Maybe the father already had other children. Put it in the comments, guys, because y'all know I don't give a damn about Martell like that, honey. Okay, so I don't know if he got a whole nother sibling, but she mentions beating her children's ass, if they didn't do, what she told them to do. That is not what Melody asks your first floor ass. Not what, and I hate, like, having conversations with mothers like Mama Holt that don't answer the question, but, like, bring all this other shit into it that we didn't even ask you about so you can make your little first floor point. Girl. She said, all you do as a parent, just be there, tell them right from wrong. And then I will say this, you could be a really good parent to your child and they still come out fucked up because a lot of this shit is on the child. At the end of the day, you can do all you can by your children, and whoever they decide to be one day, that's on them, right? You can only do what you know how to do, right? So I do understand that. Melody begins bringing the conversation back to what she really wanted to discuss. Well, what happens if one of your children was hurting or really sad, or what if the child was bullied? How would you handle that? She mentions Martell being bullied, Melody, right? She brings him into the conversation. Mama Hope says, well, I just tell them we ain't got time for all that whining. What Melody is asking, you are not giving the proper answer to. And like Melody said, it says so much. So Melody, you got your answer. She just brushes shit under the rug. She'll beat her child's ass. She feels like if they come in the house bitching and moaning or hurting or complaining, however you want to look at it, she looks at that as whining. Then I saw certain reviews where people were saying, well, back in those days, that's just how people dealt with kids. Stop with that raggedy ass bullshit. Hold people accountable. Like some of y'all that talk like that, y'all are just as guilty as Mama Holt. This bitch don't even know how to answer questions the proper way because she doesn't have the tools. Period. And the problem with the women and her and the men of her generation is, they don't take responsibility or accountability for nothing. They are too good for you to correct them and tell them, well, no, maybe instead of beating the child's ass, maybe you need to have a heart-to-heart with them. Maybe if the child is being bullied at school, you talk to them about that and hug them and show them moral support and love, and instead of saying, oh, you're whining, shut up with all that whining. And I know all about it. My mother was very dismissive growing up. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes she would stick up for me and have my back, but there would be certain times in my life where I remember her being very dismissive, like, get over that, stop talking about that shit. But I want to keep telling you about my drunk ass sisters. I want to keep telling you about your whore ass cousins and what they're up to. I want to keep, talking about the raggedy ass people in my family. I used to want to talk to my mom about business. We're both in the mental health field. Mom, we could get our own clients. We could get our own contracts. I'm trying to have those type of conversations. She would exit that, right, to talk about her raggedy ass family and what's wrong and who's sucking on who and who has this job and who doesn't deserve it and who, like, all this other shit I don't give a fuck about. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't deal with certain people in my family, because we ain't got shit in common. The shit that I care about, they don't give a damn about. It's not even a topic of conversation. Okay, Miss Robinson trying to get to that bag, trying to be an entrepreneur out here. And I had really nobody show me and navigate that, for me to be like, oh, I need to do this, or I've had to learn the hard way with a lot of stuff because I didn't have, that example or somebody encouraging me, well, you should do this and you should do that. And do you see what I'm saying? So the generation of Mama Holt, like, y'all need to get y'all shit together. Seriously. And stop sweeping shit under the rug. And that generation is big at pointing their finger at other people instead of at them damn selves and becoming better people themselves. Melody mentions the child's ages. That's not whining as a 7 and 8 year old. Exactly. And Mama Holt sitting up there about to argue with her. Girl, goodbye. Melody, I'm going to tell you this, and I know some of y'all may get offended. Y'all know I don't give a damn. I'm going to say it anyways. I'm going to speak my speech, honey. Girl, you can't be having conversations that are upper echelon with people like her that are located on the first floor. They only get and understand so much. So don't torture yourself. I wouldn't even because I've been in relationships, guys, with men and their mother just wasn't up to fucking par. And I was like, yeah, I'm done talking to that bitch. Oh yeah, matter of fact, I'm done visiting that bitch because we ain't got shit to discuss. Okay. I don't know nothing about the first floor. I don't want to know it either. Like, these type of people, they only understand so much. They only want to talk about like first floor things. They don't really want to negotiate or come up with different techniques about how to deal with things and navigate different things. Like if she was really that bitch, Mama Holt, she would have been like, damn, I need to change, how I'm looking at stuff. That way I could be a better example to my grandkids. Because what if the grandkids come to you talking about they've been bullied? You go be like, well, shut up with all that wine, and you go still do the old shit you did of yesteryear that probably fucked your son up. And now he out fucking up all the women he come in contact with and leaving them in a puddle of tears. See, like, whatever you don't do to your child, they go do it to somebody else, if you know what I mean. Okay, so it's always best to learn and navigate and figure out, hell, how can I be a better parent? Maybe I need to compromise and become more like this, understanding, more loving. I need to listen. I need to stop being dismissive of, people's feelings. That's disrespect. So next we got the Holt'S, but we got Melody Cherie and Martell Holt. They are getting ready to have dinner. Melody is apprehensive. She's like, why are we not sitting with the family, with our mothers and the children? And that's where I feel like they should be too. But no, Martell needs more attention because he keeps trying to win Melody over, because in his pitiful, pathetic mind, he thinks that there's some chance that she's going to give him. After all, she done gave him 10 million chances before, right? See, that's how some of these niggas is programmed. They feel like you was a fool before and gave them all these damn chances, so why wouldn't you do it now? Like, why, and I know Melody was looking at him like, nigga, we don't need to sit here and go into the marriage of why I stopped sleeping with you, and it don't matter now. Remember, before Martell, before you was even divorced, you was throwing Ariane in Melody's face. You was too busy doing that. Now that you so-called hurt and you have experienced the ramifications of this divorce, and you didn't experience the consequences, right, to this new life without your ex-wife and kids, now you care. And I'm going to say this, you niggas always care at the last minute. Nobody's going back into a burning house. Nobody. Once we are free from the burning, toxic, pathetic, pitiful house that you all have tried to burn us up in, we're not going back in. We're not a firefighter, bitch. Okay? This is fight or flight. And we're not going back on the first floor. No more. Okay? Melody like, child, we're not going back down memory lane. I'm not doing it with you. Okay, and he was really trying to have this fucking conversation about shit that don't matter. It's too late to turn back now, honey, okay? It's too late, Martell. I don't know why men do this. That's how I know some of you all are just fucking broken inside. Ain't nobody going back into a fucked up house. No, once we get out the hood, okay, and we move into our nice house or our mansion, we not going back. We're not going back. Like, who has time to go backwards in life, Martell? And as far as her rejecting him in their marriage and he felt rejected and that's why he cheated, no. Okay, it's not that she rejected you. You were probably disrespecting her, dismissing her feelings. I go right back to that clip where you told her you wasn't doing what I wanted you to do. You wasn't the person I needed you to be. You wasn't this, you wasn't that. All of that. Selfish, narcissistic. Okay? Narcissistic, all about me. That's how you was acting even before you took your dick and stuck it up in slow slaw. You was being selfish. Period. well, it got to be some reason to why she didn't want to have sex with me. Look at how you was talking to her, nigga. You wasn't being respectful. You didn't care about her feelings. You wanted to treat her like a slave, like the rest of the niggas on this show, treating their women like slaves. It's all about me and my needs. This girl had, 3 kids at the time with you, running these businesses. Let me put even more on her. Let's say she's not cooking. She's not sucking me. I don't give a damn about all the other shit you doing if my needs ain't being met. Like, you was selfish. When did you go get that? I wish, like, if I was Melody, I would have flipped that motherfucking table over. Like, if you don't get out of here, it's too late. What are you doing? And he's so desperate, you guys. Well, what could I have did? All of this shit ain't about for your next relationship. It's about the fact that you still think you have a chance with this woman. And I'm going to tell y'all, because I know I personally talked to a man that destroyed his marriage. And he actually told me he had wanted his ex-wife back after he done dogged her the hell out and had her in a burning house where he was dogging the fuck out of her, ignoring her text messages and calls. Okay, leaving her alone on the holidays, dogging her the fuck out. She went and got with another man. His ass couldn't deal with it. All of a sudden, I want my family. No, you just don't want her with another nigga. And this nigga right here ain't no different. Because he see how happy and peaceful she is. Okay, he sees how happy Melody is. She over here with no makeup on, looking good, right? Let me see what we could do to get back. No, nobody's going into the burning house. No more. Those days are gone. I think she asked him, they bleeped it out, guys. She says to him, Melody, did I ever give you head or something? He began saying, let's not make it about that. And that's another thing with this marriage. It was too much sex on both of their parts. He manipulated her. She probably stopped sleeping with him because she didn't feel right about having sex with him, probably because of how he was talking to her and treating her. And that's why I told y'all, you can't keep having these babies with these men, and I stand by it. Can't keep making babies with a man you don't trust, that you done got all these red flags from. You can't keep procreating, bringing a child into a toxic relationship or marriage. Love yourself and your unborn children enough to not do that. Because there's too many children that were created out of collateral damage. Too many. And then guess what? They grow up and they need therapy because they didn't fully get what they needed because you brought them into a broken situation. Period. Okay? So yes, babies are blessings from God. Yes, they are. We all are human though, guys. It took me to have only one baby to get the message. It may take you 3-4 kids. Who cares? It's no competition on when you got your lesson. When you know better, you do better, right? That's it. That's it, guys. Melody is irritated that he wants to hash things out from the past. She's like, I'm over it. I'm already in this good space. Melody lets Martell know that she felt like it was inappropriate for him to invite the Scotts, especially the way he did it at the last minute and with how she, feels about them. He begins this speech of, well, their kids know our kids, this same dumb shit my mother was trying to do with me. Well, her child is about who gives a flying fuck? No means no. Narcissists, honey, they don't like boundaries. They don't like the word no. They next door, as if that matters. I wouldn't give a damn if... don't give a damn where them Scots was. You shouldn't have did that, okay? And that's where you messed up, okay? You know you didn't fucked up, right? That's where you messed up. Martell also goes on to say, and we had a good time when they got here. Melody said, I was already having a good time before they got here and even after they left because she didn't need them, nigga, to have a good time. Like, and he is a narcissist, okay? Because he wants to put on a performance. And in order to put on a performance, I need an audience, period. They began talking subtly a little bit about Mama Holt and her response to things. They began talking about how, you know, going through this divorce with children, this is the first time either of them has had to deal with a situation like this. Melody also talked about parenting classes. Martell said he is up to do that, anything to help us with the children. Martell says he is apologetic about the things that he put Melody through over the years. I don't believe that, because you wouldn't have this whole custody situation. You also would have respected her boundaries and not invited the snots, but you did all that shit anyways. Melody says, what's the difference between the apology you gave in the past and the apology you are giving now? He says, oh, well, now I understand. But this is what it is, guys, and I will keep reiterating this. He didn't understand any of this until he lost something, until he lost his ex-wife and the children and all of them being a family and living together. It took, he's so selfish, and this is how a lot of these narcissistic men is, like, until they really feel the loss, until they get the lack of income, the lack of support, like, until they really go through it, right, and end up, you know, down on their luck, no builder's license, depending on other people, still codependent on other people and their builder's license for you to build homes. Like, until he went through all of that, he did not understand the magnitude of pain that he put Melody through. Why? Because he has no empathy, which is the biggest trait you are dealing with a narcissist. They will say and do some of the most inhumane things to you, and they are able to do that because there's no empathy, and how they feel is all that matters. They don't give a damn about your feelings, but they'll expect you to care about theirs. Ask me how I know. I know these games. So I would have ended this conversation with him. I would have surprised his ass. I wouldn't have entertained this. I would have been like, well, let's get back over to our parents and the kids. And I would have got my ass up and I would have did that. Don't keep listening to this nigga while he's being a manipulator and trying to take you down this ride of where he's at now, and all of a sudden he gets it and it's fake. It is. He says to Melody, I still didn't understand 100% of the reason of why I was apologizing to you in the past. So why did you apologize if you didn't understand why you was apologizing? See, no empathy. No empathy for sticking your dick in another woman. No empathy for getting a bitch pregnant. No empathy for all of the horrible things you've did. None. He apologizes some more. I'm so sorry for the things I did and what I put you through. And a lot of this, though, is about what Miss Van said. They got married way too young. They really did. As far as living life, you both have to live life and have different relationships with people. You know, a lot of people don't think about these things before they get married. And I was with a man I thought I was going to marry. I remember in my early 20s, but then I remembered after us living together, like, damn, he hasn't had any life experience. See, I've always had boyfriends. He didn't have a lot of different girlfriends. So everything we went through, it was new for him. And he didn't know how to emotionally deal with it because he didn't have that experience. And that's kind of what happened with them. Not defending his cheating at all, but too young. Can't marry these men in their 20s. And you really can't. They need that experience under their belt of how to deal with a woman. They really need it. Women need it too, but I really do feel like men really need it. Need that time to grow up and, learn how to deal with a woman's feelings, learn how to deal with their own feelings. Learning to have integrity in relationships and stop being so selfish and insecure and, all about you. Because if you go be all about you, you might as well be by your damn self, is how I feel. How you doing? Melody says she hopes they could get back to the root of their relationship of when they were actually friends. That would be nice if you all could do that. So the last scene is the last scene. We see Martell. He's getting ready to head out. He has on these special colored shorts, got his damn chest out for Melody, looking for attention, honey. Melody says the trip has been great. I have enjoyed you and your mother. Martell said he enjoyed everybody as well. Of course, he ruins everything, telling Melody about if he could give a little, then she could give a little and sit, privately with him and discuss different things. And it's like, just shut your ass up. Get your ass in that damn truck, nigga, and move around. Okay, damn. I love that Melody told him, we don't have to keep talking about the past or the shoulda, coulda, woulda, because we're never getting back together. And none of that has to do with, where we are at right now. Exactly. You got to live in a present moment. But when you're dealing with a toxic personality, and with somebody who has a personality disorder, they are very manipulative and they love bringing up the past and bringing up moments of nostalgia and thinking you go get carried away with that and return to the burning house, okay, that they built for you and y'all's kids, honey. And it's like, hell no, to the no. Melody said, honey, not today and tomorrow. Don't look good either. We ain't got to keep having those same conversations. And I'm with her. Child, this fool gets to telling Melody, yeah, on this trip I've had to overlook, some of the triggers. And she said, yeah, me too. I was like, thank you, girl. Tell this fool. Because he be acting like it's only him that has to overlook stuff. But she tells him, as long as you continue to respect my boundaries, we should be good. He gonna say, well, as long as you do that for me too. Child, it ain't her, though, that's going back down memory lane into all these other places and spaces. It's you, hook-headed. Get your ass in that damn truck, honey. Okay, I'm about ready to throw a rock at this fool. Okay. Miss Van, the grandkids, and Mama Holt, they all, join Martell in their SUV. I guess they're going to take Miss Van home as well. And Martell will have the children. So that was nice. I love the little thing that Melody had on. I say, come on, girl, showing all that body, yada, honey. So, yeah, it was a good trip. It was nice seeing Melody and Martell. I think they showed them dancing together. I kind of like that. I thought that was cute. They showed different pictures that they both took with the kids. So I felt like that was beautiful. But Melody, girl, you are the one that's going to have to stay on top of hook-headed, honey. Okay? Because I really don't think this fool think that this is over. This nigga is still fighting for an empty cause, okay? But anyways, guys, that's all Miss Robinson got to say about all of this. You better reconcile. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next video.